We got some great questions. Andrew, you here?
I am here.
You made it.
Yes. I apologize for the tardiness.
Oh, he was late. Anyways, Andrew, you got the questions. Let's get started.
Let's do it. Let's kick this off. This is Ask Junior presented by Xfinity. And this first question coming from Rodney. Are there any big names to keep a lookout for in the future in terms of Cars Tour races?
Big, like drivers?
Big drive, yeah.
Well, the Cars Tour is full of the most talented late model stock racers in the country. And the one thing that I think is unique about it is that you just really don't know who is going to win when they show up. You'll have an expectation of a driver that you'll think will be strong. Connor Hall's been great over the last several weeks, but then they go to Dominion, and Butterbean is the man to beat. And of course, Bobby McCarty ends up winning the race, but he didn't have the fastest car, and Butterbean did. Butterbean stomped them at North Wilkesboro. Carson, our driver at Junior Motorsports, won a handful of races right out of the gate early in the season. You just never know what driver will be strong on any given weekend, and the late model stock competition, man, is very close and very tough, and it takes some pretty crafty racecraft to get a car to victory lane. It ain't just about being the fastest. You got to be pretty smart and sharp and take care of your tires and have some great restarts and all those things. But it's kind of a three-car battle right now for the championship, and that may change and evolve throughout the year. But between Butterbean Queen, Carson Quapple, and Connor Hall, it's going to be a fantastic finish to the year. I expect some more fireworks.
And I hear Kyle Larson is going to be racing in a Cars Tour race too?
That's right. Tomorrow at Caraway, Kyle Larson is going to be racing a Junior Motorsports late model stock car. I asked Kyle if he would be interested in competing in the Cars Tour, gave him a few dates. This is the one he chose. We kept it a bit of a secret. You know, we're getting him, you know, he's out racing, doing all these things. He's on vacation, and the Cup Series had an off week, so trying to get him to the shop, get him fitted in the car and comfortable. We had to make sure that all of that was going to work and check all those boxes before we said, yes, this is happening. But I've been excited about this for several weeks. And the Cars Tour is a fabulous tour full of incredibly talented drivers. But to be able to plug in one of the best drivers in the country, if not the world today, is going to be a fascinating thing. If I'm one of the Cars Tour drivers, if I know those guys, they are going to be thrilled about this opportunity to compete with Kyle and be able to say hey to him, see him at the drivers' meeting. I mean, it's just having Kyle in the proximity of all of the things that we do at the Cars Tour is going to be great. And there's all kinds of things that we're doing throughout the year. Kenny Wallace was going to race at Tri-County. That got pushed back. He's now going to race later in the year at South Boston. I'm going to continue to work and pursue more opportunities for the Cars Tour to plug in some of the world's top talent and recognizable names into the series when we can. This is a great win for the Cars Tour, and we've got to thank Kyle for his interest in doing it. So it should be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see. He's going to have a special crew chief tomorrow.
Oh,
Josh Berry will be at the helm. I'm out of town tomorrow. I cannot be there. I wished I could. I cannot be there. And so I asked Josh. I said, Josh is very important. And hell, to be honest with you, it ain't going to make any difference whether I'm there or not. It ain't going to change the way the car runs. Now, having Josh there
That's a big
to
difference.
make sure that everything is ready to go, Josh will make sure that Kyle Larson has an incredible shot at a great finish. So I'm thrilled to be able to have the opportunity to see that happen, and I know everybody else will too.
You said it. Kyle Larson's like one of the most versatile drivers. Yeah. It's going to be very cool to see him in a Cars Tour car.
I can't wait to see how they do. I hope he gets to race a lot of laps and I want him to be able to come out of the car and really be able to give us some feedback, right? This is what I think. This is what I thought. I'd love to do it again. Here's some things I would change about the experience of the day, whatever, right? And so hopefully the car is good enough for him to be able to understand all those things and get out of the car and give us some feedback and help the Cars Tour move forward, right? Not only is this a great opportunity for him just to try something new, but this is a great chance for the Cars Tour to learn and get some feedback from one of the best. And I won't give any details, but there's another half of this story.
There is?
Me and you are going to do something with Kyle Larson later in the year, and we'll give you more details on that. Me and you being Mike Davis.
Good. Will you give me some details on it too?
I'm going to give you some details on it. You know some of the details. Stop it. But we're going to do something fun with Kyle, something that me and Mike have never experienced. We're going to go do it. And I think we may be taking just about everybody in this room with us. So could be a lot of fun.
Now I'm interested.
Hey, everybody in the room, details to come.
Yeah.
All right.
Be ready. Clear your calendars for about 4 months.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep 4 months clear. This next one is coming from Cameron. Is there a good story behind the cosmic pinball machine over there in the studio?
Absolutely there is. So I moved in with my dad at the lake house in 1981, and we had a basement, and there's that brown wood paneling all on the walls, pool table, orange, couch, sectional, and VHS, probably a beta VCR over in the corner with a TV. Record player with a couple records, Delbert McClinton and Meatloaf, Boston, and all that good stuff. And in the corner is the Comet pinball machine. Now, this is not the exact same machine, but Dad did not have any toys at the house. Now, we lived on the lake. We had a boat. We had the pier. He fished. We had all of that. But in the house, it was bare of any like activity, toy, entertainment style stuff. I did mention a pool table, but I hardly ever saw him play on that pool table. When Dad came home, he got home late and he went to bed. He fell either that or he climbed into the recliner and was asleep in 20 minutes and then he was gone the next morning. That was his use of the house. But he gets this pinball machine probably around 1983 or 84. And I'm going to tell you, man, he played on that thing religiously every night. And continuing to outscore the high score over and over. And he would yell and holler at it. And, so I found one in really, really good condition. And it is identical to his machine. And it's the only thing that I ever remember seeing in that little span of time from, like, say there's a 5-year window in the mid-'80s. It was the only thing that he really did that gave him joy when he was at home outside of just being a family man and a father, right? I mean, that he played on that thing all the time. And we would ask him to let us try, and, boy, it was tough to get him off the controls, man.
I got to wonder here, were you looking for that, or did you just happen upon it and like, oh my God, there's...
No, I thought when we were thinking about, I had a couple pinball machines, and there's a Dale Jr. pinball machine, and I've got a few different ones, and I thought, damn, I need to see if there's a Comet out there to have, and I found one in really good shape, and it was not that expensive, and I just felt so lucky to be able to find it because it is identical and in great shape and a lot of fun to play.
Dang. That's cool.
Yeah, it's sort of an amusement park theme where you got a man in a dunk tank.
Yeah.
And he's hollering all the time, dunk me, hey, dunk me, hey, dunk me, dummy. And then there's a roller coaster that the pinball can ride, and then there's a motorcycle jump, right? And that's the big win is trying to fire the pinball up this ramp, and it lands in one of 3 holes, and it's like 20,000, 50,000, 1 million. And so if you can land it in that back hole, it's $1 million. And I think his high score got in the 7 to 8 million range, where he hopped that pinball into that thing a few times in one single game. He was hollering at that thing every time.
Dang.
Yeah, it was fun. I remember all those nights of standing there watching him play it and getting so animated. He was very animated with the pinball machine. I'm very out of character for that. Racing season is underway. New customers download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code DJD. Bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's code DJD only on DraftKings Sportsbook.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Massachusetts, call 800-327-5050 or visit gamblinghelplinema.org. In New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 888-467-369. In Kansas, call 1-800-522-4700 on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas. In West Virginia, gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. All games regulated by the West Virginia Lottery. Please play responsibly. In partnership with Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. 21 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility, wagering, and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/auto racing terms.
We'll have to fire this one up one of these days here in the studio. This next question coming from Lance. What's the best reaction you've gotten giving a ride-along to somebody?
My wife probably. We had this. This was just recently, I think last year. We were at Bristol in a 2-seater, very good, capable car. Hendrick has a 2-seater that's set up well, and you can get up to pretty good speeds. I think we were running within a second of race speeds. So, I mean, it was a really, really good lap time that we were running. And at Bristol, you can run up against the wall and all those things in the corner. But it has some of that PJ1 down on the bottom, and I was running around the racetrack, and I put the left sides off of turn 4 in the PJ1, and the car just turned sideways. And so, I had a big moment of really, really loose off turn 4, and she starts waving her hands and going frantic. And I slow down. We come down pit road, and she gets out, and she goes, you're crazy. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy for doing this, that you want to do this, that you've done this all these years. You're a maniac. And I told her, I said that was we got really out of shape. I was like, you're really fortunate because I can't do that. I'm not going to go out there in every ride along and go, hey man, I'm going to get us sideways.
Yeah.
Because it's too risky and too dangerous. But it happened accidentally. And I was like, man, you got to experience something that I can't even do for the rest of these people today. And that's to be in a car that's for a moment out of control. Mm. And you got to, I think it really helped her sort of realize the treachery, right? The danger and and how close we can get to that barrier, right, before it's too far. And it scared the heck out of her. So that was the best reaction I believe I've ever gotten.
Yeah. What percent were you pushing the car in terms of how hard you're
hard
going?
as possible. We lost all traction. For a moment.
I guess. Yeah. You
so we went over the line.
So
yeah.
Oh man. This next question is coming from Penny. How much do your daughters know about your career?
I don't really know that answer because I've been trying to take them to these little late model races I've been running and trying to, when we've been to any Xfinity race, we've had them with us. But I think Isla was far too young to really understand where she was at and what was happening around her. But the last couple of times we've went to a show, she knows a race car, she knows what it is, right?
Right.
But I don't think she still truly gets that I'm in the car when it's going around the track. And so she sees me in a driver's uniform. She sees the race car, but I don't think she's processing that it's me out there driving it, right? And that's I don't know. I don't think that's quite got, because we don't do it at all. We don't do it enough.
Yeah,
I run once or twice a year, and it's out of sight, out of mind, right? And we go back to the racetrack, and it's like she goes through that whole process again of going, oh, okay, where are we at? Okay, this is what's happening. Okay, cars are racing. Okay, she doesn't understand there's a guy in first. She doesn't understand the competition side of it. There's people, it's a chat. She doesn't know what a race is, like how someone's trying to win. And I don't think she gets all that, but she might have it going on up there. It's hard to tell. They don't articulate it, right, Mike?
I got a funny story. I was never going to tell this, but now I'm telling it.
Dude.
You want to hear a funny story?
Yeah.
That in terms of how people think and how kids think of Dale Jr., last week I was dropping off my daughter and her friends at a soccer camp. And I
How old
was
are
telling them they range from 12 to 14.
Okay.
And I was telling them to hurry up because I needed to drop them off early because I needed to get to do a show. We had a show to do, right? And I said to them, hurry up, I got to do a show. Get out. See y'all later. And they and my daughter then commences to tell her friends about Dad does a show with Dale Jr. One of them asked, who is that? And my daughter's response was, you might have seen him. He was on the Kentucky Derby broadcast. You watched the Kentucky Derby. And I'm like, I cracked up. I said, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. There's going to be a moment when I can go, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Kentucky Derby broadcaster, is the first thing that people know him as,
Goodness
right? I know, right? Not in a million years would that happen, and then that happened. So,
That is funny.
listen, how people look at Dale, I mean, he's involved in so many things now. It's not above the ordinary to honestly know that he's in Indy 500 or Olympics. This is how people sometimes see him.
Yeah.
Dale, have you had moments of that where people recognize you, but it's not necessarily
No,
for
not
what you
really.
think? Yeah,
No,
it's
that
pretty
would be
much.
that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
You need to do more Kentucky Derbies. Maybe that'll.
There's only one a year, but
Yeah.
yep.
All right, we got time for one more. This one's coming from Zach. What is the most used emoji on your phone?
Oh, let's go. I just can tell you which one is first.
Like on that recommended
Yeah.
page?
I know the one he uses the most to me. It's that mad face, that orange
really?
mad face. It's
All right.
cussing.
What do you
There
do
are
to-
there are two that are probably running neck and neck as most used, and it's thumbs up
Yep.
or crying face or laughing crying.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Tears coming out laughing. Right. Sorry, not crying face, but I use the laughing with the tears coming out and the thumbs up, and also the one with the big eyes where you're like sort of shocked or surprised.
Right. Yeah.
I use that one quite a bit.
Huh.
I use the face over the like
Like face palm?
Yep, like
Yeah.
goodness grief, my goodness, what in the world is this? I use the fire emoji quite a bit. Me and my wife use the emoji where the mouth is kind of wavy and the eyebrows are tweaked, or it's kind of like this one.
Confused a little, or
Yeah.
How do you
like,
yeah.
Yeah, kind of like I just figured confused.
Perplexed.
Perplexed, confused, but also maybe drunk, all at the same time. I don't know what that one is.
So one size
Yeah.
fits most.
The
emoji.
2 beer cans, I use that one a lot. 2 beer mugs clinking together.
And the angry face to Mike, apparently.
When I don't answer.
I do. Yes, the one with the smoke coming out the nose.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Yeah.
one's almost worse than the
Yeah.
the red face emoji.
Is it?
I don't know.
They're all the same.
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
He's
And there's the what? I don't know. This
Yeah.
one. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I got that one in there. Do that one a lot.
yeah.
That's
got,
about it.
You've got some range.
I mean,
I
those
feel like
seem
that's
like
more
the
than
common.
Yeah.
Those seem like that. Like if you had a starter pack, they were all they were the ones that be in there.
They're the OGs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a good place
All right.
to end it there.
All right, I appreciate it. Good job, Andrew. Thank you, Xfinity, for supporting Ask Junior and everything we do here at Dirty Mo Media. Xfinity providing that 10G internet. It is amazing stuff, and I'm a customer of the service and very happy with everything they do. I keep piling more and more and more things onto my internet, and the bandwidth they're providing me is plenty to handle everything I'm doing.